Mhm.
Garren, thank you for sitting down with us.
My pleasure, Doug. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Well, we're gonna have a good conversation. So, tell me a little bit about your background. How did you get into the firearms industry?
So, my background is actually I started out as an EMT and a paramedic, and then from there doing critical care, and so moved on to being a military contractor. And after pretty much, I've always been in the guns before that, but after getting done with that, getting out of it, didn't want to go back to being a regular paramedic. So I was like, you know what, got into being a private detective and gun instruction and everything from there, and just realized, knowing where I came from, how many people didn't know about guns and didn't realize that guns are more useful than just crime. I figured, why not start teaching people, really get into it, and share what I love to do. So that's how I ended up where I'm at now.
Excellent, excellent. So, now is this your first shot show?
No, this is my second one.
Your second one. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. What do you think about shot show? Because let's be honest, when people think of shot show, what do they normally think of?
they think I'm just white people with guns.
They think of white people with guns.
And
What's been your experience at shot?
there's more cultures here than 90% of anybody would ever expect. I've seen everything from people of Asian descent, Filipino, Middle Eastern, than white people here. There's a good bit of white people here, and it was last year when I was here. But they're outnumbered compared to everybody else, and it goes outside the norm. But this is what I'm used to, like, and it's a lot to take in your first time or your first two times. But it's great to see the diversity in the gun community and how much everybody's welcoming and just comes together. Yeah, so.
It's funny because you definitely got to wear comfortable walking shoes.
Lord, yes. I learned that last year on the first day, and I don't know how today I managed to forget that. The shoes ain't bad I got on, but these ones are not my walking shoes.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So let me ask you this: do you get a lot of surprise? Are there people that you know who grew up with you, or people that you were around before you got into firearms that are surprised that not only are you into guns, but that you're in the industry?
I'm going to say at least 70 to 80% of people that grew up with me or went to school with me are surprised that I'm in the guns and that I'm in due to industry. I'm really knowledgeable about them. It's actually, they're taken back when they find out what I do, because I don't, even though, yes, I do the training and everything, I don't broadcast it to like Facebook where people I grew up with are there. It's one of those things, if you know, you know, but when you find out, it's like, oh my God, they're happy as can be because they got a relatable person to talk to.
All right. Do you find that there are people who feel more comfortable coming to you, talking to you about firearms and whatnot, that probably wouldn't go to other less diverse gun stores or people in the business?
Actually, yeah, I do, because for some reason, I guess, because of the way I am, my attitude, and the way I talk to everybody, it's all about, at least for where we're at in Baltimore, we're located in Baltimore, and even when I travel, I'm more of I'm not going to scold you, I don't want to preach, but I like to educate you and talk to you, and whatever questions you got, bring them to me, because I'm a firm believer in there's no such thing as a stupid question unless you don't ask it, especially when it comes to the firearms world.
How do you respond to someone who comes to you and says, look, firearms is the number one cause of death for young black men? What's your response to that?
Not even true. Miseducation and uneducation is the number one reasons for any kind of death in the community. But number two, I'm big on statistics. Guns don't equate for the top 5 weapons used in any kind of murders. Hands and feet, then blunt objects, and then sharp objects. Then comes guns. But it's because people go off of actual, like, I don't want to throw any news outlets out there like that, but the TV news outlets giving you false information all the time because they'll push the agenda, as they say.
Now, there are people out there who will say that the Second Amendment doesn't apply to black folks. What's your response to them?
That's a crock of BS, because Second Amendment applies to anybody that's a citizen, and we just celebrated Dr. King's legacy. That man, for us to have all the rights possible, including the Second Amendment, he applied for his carry permit and was denied, and look where it led to. People have learned from their mistakes of the past, so now, even though it seems like it's not made for us, and coming from, again, Maryland, where when the laws first changed last year or the last couple years, when it was easy to get it as just being a business owner. Black people actually got a license quicker than white people. People of any ethnicity other than white actually got their licenses quicker than white people in Maryland.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Um, what do you see? Do you find? What do you? Let me ask you this. So, do you find there to be? Are there benefits and are there challenges? Being a man of color in the firearms industry.
There's definitely benefits and always challenges, but I'm not going to say the challenges outweigh the benefits. The benefits that I see come from it is people are more likely to listen to me and learn from me because they don't see me as the so-called good old boy, or they don't see me as, oh, I'm pandering to one company or one way or the other. They see me as being straight up honest and true, which I am. I don't care what nationality you are, what your background is or whatever. If you don't have any felonies, if you don't have anything that speaks to me as a reason why you shouldn't have a gun, I'm going to educate you and help you get this gun and be a responsible gun owner. Mm-hmm.
What is the most important part of the Second Amendment? Some people say, no, I'm not even going to preface it. Why do you believe the Second Amendment is important? Why is it important to you?
Because for me, it's that whole thing of the right to bear arms to defend against tyranny or just an unjust government or defending our land from foreign invaders or anything. I think you look at certain other countries where they're not allowed to own guns or anything. First it was you're not allowed to own guns. Then as it went on, now they took certain rights. You can't do this, you can't do that. Yes, our government, as people say, gets a little out of hand, but you can't just overwrite, tell us what we can and can't do as far as when we can be out, when we can't be out, what to do and everything, because you know we have that right to defend ourselves. And our country, the ones of us that are big into it, that's not a right we're willing to give up ever. We're more so here to educate the people that believe, oh, well, you shouldn't have this right. Why not? Because if somebody was to swing on you, you think you got the right to fight back. It's the same with a firearm. Why shouldn't I be able to defend my family and my friends like with the best tool around? Mm-hmm.
Some people believe that gun laws aren't applied equally. I don't know. What would be your perspective?
I can see why some people believe that or see it that way. And I'm not going to say it's 100% not true, but it's not 100% true at the same time. It's just like any industry you go into, any job field. There's always going to be those few that bad and everything that abuse their power to approve and disapprove. That's when people need to actually use their sense and upright speak out about this stuff and actually pay attention to. I hate to make it political, but politics plays a big part in it. Who you vote for is who they're going to take who they like and put in these positions. You know? Pay attention to their ultimate goal, and you'll know who the right person is to vote for. Don't just vote for people. And you know why I'm going to say this one. Don't vote for people just because of the color of their skin. Pay attention to what they actually believe in.
All right, so that's going to raise a question because our communities largely tend to be represented by people who don't support the Second Amendment.
Exactly. And it's because of being raised in an area where, oh, guns aren't for black people. You shouldn't be into guns. Oh, little Ray and them got killed with guns, this, that, and the other and everything. But what were the circumstances behind it? No, it's not there's always an innocent bystanders hit, but nobody's attacked just because, oh, they didn't do anything. They just had somebody to hate them. It's always something that's in between there, but nobody ever wants to talk about that. What's the underlying issue of any kind of violence in any kind of city? Socioeconomic issues. We need to bring more light to the socioeconomic issues to get to the root of the problem. That's the problem.
It's funny you say that because I'm like the number one area where we see firearms deaths is more related to gangs and drugs. It's a gang and drug issue more than it's a firearm issue. Firearm is a tool.
Yeah. And there's the gang in the, but what makes people join gangs or end up on drugs? Socioeconomic issues, because they either grew up kind of poor without a real family life. So the gangs is like, they feel like they got a family, they got somewhere to belong. Drugs, okay, life is hard. I can't deal with this. So you know what? Let me escape reality. Drugs help me escape reality. that's not the way to go about it. But most of them don't have that community to talk to lead them away from it. So again, social issues and economic issues.
Well, I very much appreciate sitting down with us. How can folks find out a little bit more about both your training business and about your gun store?
So anytime they can reach out to me on Instagram and email, Zink Arms by G Tactics on Instagram, G Tactics and Protection LLC on Instagram. The gun shop's website is zinkarms.com, or even my website, gtacticsprotection.com. Always open to talk to everybody. You can always email me, Instagram me, anything, and I'll always answer.
Garren, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate it.
All right,
I love
take care.